Well, night number one of the 2020 NHL entry draft is in the book virtually here, of course, at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Pleased to be joined by General Manager Brad Treliving. And Brad, you trade down twice in this first round. You go with 24th overall. I'll go with Connor Zary, a player that was very high on many rankings. Maybe just take us through the process of how you landed on Connor Zary first, but and also just the trading down twice.
Well, he's a guy that we've liked all year. Like I said, plays a premier position at center ice. It does everything well. You know, you hear the terminology all the time, but is high IQ, but a real 200-foot player. Has a knack around the net. Had a real productive season offensively, scoring 30-plus goals, and has a real competitive fire to him. You know, and so that combination of sense, skill, and compete was something our guys really liked. So we had him high on our board, and just the way things fell, it was, you know, we've been talking leading up to this draft. There's a lot of good players, and I think once you got to about three, after three, everybody's board maybe sort of spread out a little bit. So we got to 19, we had Connor still there, and we felt with a group of players that, you know, we could make the first move down. Still was there on our board. Made the second move down, and at that point you cross your fingers, and he was there. So you know, real good job by the staff to be prepared, and the night was a good one.
Well, and you've talked about the strength of this draft and how deep it is kind of as it goes along to be able to pick up 2 third-round picks in the process as well. How does that sort of change tomorrow for your group of scouting staff?
Well, it just gives us a couple more swings at the plate, and the more you can have. We moved a third-round pick this year at the deadline, so part of what we want to do is replenish that pick at some point here. We were able to do that tonight and add 2 of them. Depending on what happens with the Edmonton pick, we may have 3 of them tomorrow. So it just gives us a little bit more opportunity to do some things tomorrow, either maybe move some things around, gives you a little bit of arsenal if you want to move back up into the second round, or just stay and make the picks. We think that, like I said, we think there's it's a deep draft. We think especially that group to 50, there's some good players, so hopefully it gives us a chance at a few more.
Just to go back to Zary for a second, in our conversation with him, he mentioned just the kind of the good feeling he got from the conversations he's had with your group previously. Maybe what for you, stood out about those conversations and getting a little bit more about his character and some of his background.
Well, the staff, as they always do, does a real good job in terms of the background check. Everything checks. So, real high character kid. You got a little chance to spend with him. Real neat personality. He's a real engaging kid. Like I said, he's a rink rat. But he comes, like, you spend a few minutes with him, you get to know him, and really engaging personality. So it was fun seeing him up on the screen there. Different draft tonight, but you still get to see the enthusiasm of the family. So that's always a great part of the draft.
Well, and you mentioned you'd never seen an NHL game in person, so I guess not very often you get selected by an NHL team before you've seen a game. Yeah. What a moment for him. Maybe just first of all, let's circle back to tomorrow, and obviously you've got those picks now waiting for you. Maybe just, it was quiet in terms of the trade front tonight. Expectations for tomorrow in terms of conversation and things you expect to see over the course of day 2 of the draft.
Yeah, we'll go back to the room right now and sort of rebuild the board and see what phone calls happen and prepare tomorrow to make the selections. And like I said, if there's opportunities to add more assets, I think having those extra picks just gives you a little bit more arsenal if you wanted to go up or down and continue the process of making the selections tomorrow, and team conversations with the teams continue, and we'll see where things progress, and excited to get back at it tomorrow.
Well, we appreciate the time, and best of luck tomorrow with all the picks ahead of you, and we'll look forward to chatting after.
You bet. Thanks, Brian.
General Manager Brad Treliving after day number 1 of the NHL entry draft.